Hello and welcome to this EasyFox tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up ReactJS client for our chat application. So to begin, I'll use the create React app module to create a new React project for us. So it is the npx create React app and I call it chat client. Alright, and now I'll locate to the chat client directory, and then here I will add the so I use yarn to add the EzyFox ES6 client node module to our project. We'll be using this node module to communicate with the EzyFox server. So okay, let's open our project. So I'm using the WebStorm IDE, but you can use the other ones that you like. Okay, let's open the project. Right, and then open the app.js. So the first thing I want to do is to change the app function component to the class component. It will give me more flexibilities. Okay, and now let's run this project by using yarn start. So it create a new React application in the port 3000. Okay, we're good to continue. So let's open our IDE. In this tutorial, I would like my client to connect to the server by click on the connect button. So first of all, I'll add the connect to server button. Connect to server. And I'll give it an on click event. This would be on connect click this dot, and then I create it on connect click, which is a arrow function. And for now, I'll only use the console.log on connect click. Okay, let's test this component. Before that, I need to import React, and then the React projects automatically reload for me. So you can see here there is a connect to server button here, and you can open the console by press F12 and then click on the console tab. And if I click on the connect to server button, you can see there is a log here. Okay, that's good. Let's continue by creating a package called Socket, and I'll set up a Socket Proxy here. Sorry, it should be a JavaScript file. Socket Proxy, and this is a singleton class, so I'll provide with a template class Socket Proxy. So it has a few called static instance equal to null, and it also had a static method called getInstance. If socket that instance is now, then I initialize it with a new socket proxy and then return this instance. And I need to export this class. So, okay, that's good for now. And then in the constructor of the app component, I'll create the proxy, the socket proxy here, which is equal to socket proxy dot get instance. Okay, so I have just created a new singleton class called socket proxy. That's all. Nothing else has changed in our project. Let's try to see the result again. Let's reload and click on the server. Nothing has changed. Okay, and now I need to set up our socket proxy by create a setup function. Okay, let's go back to the socket proxy and create a setup function here. Okay, in the setup function, first of all, I need to define a config, which is the easy client config. And I need to import the easy module, the easy component from the EzyFox ES6 client module. And then I need to specify the zone name for the config. And in this case, it is the chat tutorial, as in the server that we have created in the previous video. And then I can change other configuration like reconnect, enable to full, which means our client won't try to reconnect to our server if there is a disconnection. And now let's guess the clients. easy.clients.get instance. You can see this is the clients here is a singleton object in our SDK. So this one manages all the clients in the EzyFox server, and each client is corresponding to a zone. So here we need to create a client specifically for this zone. So I'll use the default and I'll set it to the default client. So it will be clients.new default client and giving it a config. And now I can begin to set up the client by get the setup from client. Okay, I'll leave it. So here, after getting the setup, I can add event handlers, and then I can I can define handler, and then I can register the handlers. But for now, I'll leave those tasks blank, and I'll come back to them later. So I return a client here. Okay, so if I call the setup in the app component, it will create a client for our zone, namely chat tutorial. And then here I also need a method called connect. So this one will like trigger a connection from our client to the server. So I need to specify the URL for it. So it would be ws / localhost 2208. So you are already familiar with this one when we create the server project. Okay, and then let's client equal to this dot get client. So I'll define a function called get client here. Okay, and this one, first of all, I'll retrieve the singleton objects that manages all the client, and then I get the default one, and then return it. Okay, and to connect to the server, I only need to call client.connect to the specified URL, and I can shorten this by inline return. Oh, good. So now if I call the socket proxy.connect, the client will try to connect to this URL. Okay, so let's try to implement the on connect click here. Okay, so in here that is very easy now. I can get the socket proxy anywhere because it is a singleton. Get instance, and then I only need to call socket proxy.connect. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay, let's reload. Setup is assigned a value but never used. Oh, I'll use this one later. Okay, it said the WebSocket connection to this URL failed because I haven't started the server yet. So I can start the server by open the IntelliJ and open the projects that we have already created. So now I only need to run it. Okay, so the chat tutorial zone is ready to connect. So let's go back to our application. So I'll clear the console and then reload it. And now let's click on the connect to server button. You can see here it automatically sends a handshake command to the server, and the server automatically sends back another handshake command. So, and after successfully handshake, the client send a login command with the default values here. The text here is a zone name. The second text is the username, and the third text is the password. This format, we have already seen this format when doing the server side, and it also because the server cannot find the zone code text, so it sent back a login error command with the value zone not found, and it also sent back a disconnection event with the reason 401. Okay, so you can see the ES6 client ADK automatically handle the login logic for us. So now I'll show you how to listen to a specific event from server. For example, this disconnection event. Okay, let's go back to the Socket Proxy, and from here I can define a handler called disconnection handler, and it will be the disconnection handler. And I want to redefine the pre-handle function of it. So it will be an arrow function with the variable event, with the argument event. And here I can log that I have received the disconnection command from server with the event, or I will log the event here. And I also need to register this handler to the event handler manager. So this can be done by call setup that event handler, and the event type here is the one that I've already been defined in the ES6 client ADK, and this one is the disconnection handler. So now if the server sent a easy disconnection event, it will jump into this code, and we'll see this log if the server sent back the disconnection event. Okay, let's try it. Clear the log, reload the application, and then click connect. You can see here, receive disconnection command from server, and then we receive an event with the reason field value of 401. Okay, so in this tutorial, I have shown you how to set up the ReactJS client for our EzyFox chart application. So thank you for joining me today. See you in the next video. Bye.